Hey everybody, welcome to the Legacy Up channel. Appreciate every single one of you for tuning in again to another episode. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Truly appreciate it. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Giovanni Rodriguez. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Used to be in corporate for almost 10 years in various leadership positions. Really learned my foundation of business there. That helped me transition over into entrepreneurship and creating businesses, which is what I'm doing now. I'm in the online e-commerce space and also in the marketing space as well. And now this channel, I've created it to help people build long-term success, but also to help people realize their legacy, to help people create something long-lasting, to help you who are watching this video realize that you have the potential to impact people's lives and do something spectacular, accomplish great things if you put your mind to it and if you understand the concepts that have to do with building a legacy. I go through it. We're going to continue to do a lot of content towards this goal because I believe this is a part of my legacy. I believe my legacy and part of the goals I want to accomplish is to have this channel grow into a community of legacy builders, people who go against all odds, people who stand up strong and go after their dreams and go after accomplishing great things in society so that their impact is felt even after they're not on this earth anymore. That's what this channel is about. If you're into that, if you want to get more content, motivational, educational content on this topic of legacy, long-term success in life, business, spiritually, relationships, well then stay tuned to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button so we can reach more people, create more legacy builders so that more positive impact can be accomplished in this world through all of you, because you do have the potential to create a legacy. Okay? In this episode, we're going to be talking about, is it worth it? And should you be focused on building wealth? But first, we have to define what wealth is, right? Because wealth is actually very general. It's a general word. It's sometimes thrown around a lot. And we could be wealthy in a lot of different ways. Not just the way that we initially think when we hear the word initially, right? When we hear wealth, we usually associate it to bank accounts and gold and all of that. But no, wealth can be wealth, emotionally. You could be emotionally wealthy where you're happy, you're in peace with people, you're in peace with your family, you're just living a good, great life. That's being wealthy. That you have a family, you have your kids, you're able to see them grow, you're able to make an impact in their lives and other people's lives around you. That's being wealthy. There's also mental wealth, right? Where you're very clear mentally. You have a focus. You're determined, right? You could be wealthy in that aspect as well. So there's so many different ways that we can define wealth. But in this case, I want to really focus on what should we be focusing on in terms of wealth? Should we be focusing on wealth in terms of our bank account? Well, no. Why? Because I believe that when you're creating your legacy, when you're on that chosen path, when you're on that right path towards building your legacy, towards building that long-term success, there are certain things that will come along with that. If you do the right thing, if you wake up every day looking to provide value, if you looking to provide value to your clients, looking to provide value to your team at your job, to the clients that come in, if you're a business owner, if you're looking to provide value to your team, to your clients, that will come with the territory. You will become wealthy in different areas as you progress on the journey. But if you're only focused on the wealth, then you actually start losing focus on the other important things that you have to learn, the other lessons you have to learn along the way. I mean, I've learned this as well. There's been times where I've been focused in the beginning of the business, I was just focused on that money aspect, but I wasn't really focused on that true value that I was looking to provide 100% all the time to every single person I came in contact with. And now I'm actually making that shift to now realizing that I need to really make sure that every time I meet with people, every time I step into a room, every time I'm in contact with somebody, I'm providing some type of value so that person can be impacted in the most positive way possible, and they can become better from their interaction with me. They could receive some value from that. So it's more about what can I give versus how am I going to build this wealth. No, how are you going to build this legacy? How are you going to build up your value in your specific market, in your specific niche, in your specific field of work? How are you going to build up that value so that eventually the wealth will come without you even having to do anything? And that's an important aspect and thing for you to grasp. You have to be able to realize that building wealth cannot be your focus, because when you focus on wealth, when you focus too much on the money aspect, is when evil starts to take over. Arrogance, ego, all these things that when you notice, have you ever noticed that the mafia and all these people who are big names in the mafia, they're all what? They're all wealthy, right? They all have large amounts of money, yet when you look deeply into their lives, you see that they've been totally depleted and they're basically empty in a lot of other areas in their lives. Their families don't like them because they know what they're doing and realize all the negative things they do. The people around them are scared of them because of the type of business they conduct. They're just basically building one thing while just destroying everything else in their lives, just because they want to focus on this one thing of building wealth. So don't be in that boat. I sort of think it's interesting to analyze people, especially like we're going to do here on this channel. We analyze different people's legacies. I'm going to be bringing more videos on figures that have impacted me. And also I want to bring actual data, just normal day-to-day people who are making an impact and that I feel like could be an example for all of you while we're building our legacy. So I'm going to be bringing that, but I think it's important for us not to glorify legacies too much that focus on building wealth and then just letting everything go to the side and it doesn't matter. Just focus on the wealth. Like basically when I look at the mafia, I look at it as these people, I want to learn the lessons from them. What is that lesson? I don't want my legacy to be like theirs. I don't want my legacy to be filled with blood, to be filled with shame, to be filled with destruction, anger. If that's the legacy you want to leave behind, that's your situation, but that's not what we're trying to build here. We're trying to build something of value where people could respect you, people could look up to you, and they could want to see something great in you to make them change for the better. Not see something where they look at you and they're fearful and that, and they see something, a monster. That's not the legacy you want to leave. So we have to focus on building value versus building wealth. And I've realized that while in business, it's been a big factor for me. Big factor. As I've continued to grow in business, I've realized that the more value I can provide in different areas through the way I speak, through the way I interact with people, through the way I network, the relationships I build, that it makes it a lot easier to be able to then continue to build that value and to have people want to connect with you and know what you're doing and help you build along the way as well. And they want to end up teaming up with you because they see that you're willing to provide value. And I realized that because before I wasn't really realizing it. I admit in the beginning we kind of get focused on, I just want to get as many contracts as possible. I just want to get the ball rolling, but we have to think more. That's why I want to bring these type of videos in this channel, because I want you to focus on the long term. I want you to focus on the legacy. I want you to focus on what's going to be left behind, and that every decision you make is critical for how that legacy is gonna be perceived at the end of the day. So focus on building up your value. Focus on expanding your knowledge, on expanding your spiritual knowledge as well. I just had a video talking about that, about the spiritual laws that are involved with the legacy and success, and how you have to comprehend those spiritual laws and align correctly, because if not, it will impact you in a negative way. So along the way, we have to keep learning and keep also motivating ourselves and believing we can achieve certain things, but also along the way learning from our mistakes and looking to get better. It's hard, but it's necessary. For example, for me, it's hard in the beginning for me to stay organized, because I've never been a really organized person of having everything in its place and really nicely put and all of that stuff. I'm more of a, let me just take action, go, make this happen, go out and get it, and then along the way, I'll make the adjustments and I'll learn and I'll get better. And sometimes it becomes hectic and I'm not as organized as I would want to be. But I realize that, and now and forming teams, I realize I have to have strong people with me that are organized to help me stay organized. So it's all about finding that balance and you realizing what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, so that when you start to create that team around you that's going to help you continue to build your legacy, you're able to then have the right A players, and then those people will help you get to that legacy quicker and help you build quicker. Because how is it easier to build a house brick by brick by yourself, or is it easier if you bring 10 of your friends along and you guys organize yourselves and you take over different aspects of the project? It's going to get done a lot quicker, right? Same way with your legacy. You're building something great, of great value, so you have to really know who you're going to align with and who you could bring on your team that's going to help supplement the things that you're not so good at, because we're not perfect. So the focus is no, and the answer is no. You should not focus on building just wealth. Wealth will follow. When you focus on building value, wealth will follow. It's just like a formula. It's the end of the equation, right? If you put in your work and you work hard, you have your legacy defined, you're motivated, you're disciplined, and you look to become better every day, understanding you're not perfect, and then you put the right team players around you that cover your weaknesses. At the end of that formula, after that equal sign, wealth is going to be on that other side of the formula when you do the right things. So focus on building value, focus on expanding every day your knowledge and your skill set, so that you can continuously have a toolbox of things that you can provide value in. You have your toolbox ready to go, so that when every room you step in, you're able to find a way to get a solution for the people in that room, and you could always be seen of value. And that's something that I continue to learn, something I'm working on now. I'm continuously learning, continuously looking for mentorships, continuously connecting with new individuals that I believe and I look up to, and I believe are creating a legacy that's aligned with mine, and that's helping me move forward, and that's going to help you move forward when you make those connections and you really expand your network and start focusing on the correct things within your legacy while you're building it. So this is a quick video today. I just wanted to say, don't focus on the wealth. I know a lot of you may get caught up on the numbers, and a lot of people, and the focus in the world now is all about money and what you can buy, but that's not what a legacy is about. Your legacy is going to be more valuable than you can imagine. It's going to be more valuable than any monetary value, because it's something that if you do it and build it correctly, will even be able to may even outlast a dollar bill. You never know, because a legacy can live on for years and years after you're not here. So just think about that. What you're building is something of immense value and could be potentially an impact to a lot of people. So get up, get motivated, let's legacy up, let's get going, let's continue to build, let's continue to learn every day, become better people, and just try to do our best to achieve the greatest version of ourselves so that we can create something long lasting that's worth talking about and worth remembering when we're not here anymore, and it can make an impact in a lot of people's lives. I believe in you. I think you can do it. No matter what, don't give up on it. Let's continue to build. Let's get it. Let's legacy up. All right? See you in the next video. Appreciate every single one of you.